There is a truth older than the ages. There is a promise of things yet to come. There is one born for our salvation, Jesus. There is a light that overwhelms the darkness. There is a kingdom that forever reigns. There is freedom from the chains that bind us. Jesus, Jesus, who walks on the waters, who speaks to the seas, who stands in the fire beside me. He roars like a lion, he bled as the lamb, he carries my healing in his hands. Jesus, there is a name I call in times of trouble. There is a song that comforts in the night. There is a voice that calms the storm that rages. He is Jesus, Jesus, who walks on the waters, who speaks to the seas, who stands in the fire beside me. He roars like a lion, he bleds as a lamb, he carries my healing in his hands. Jesus, Messiah, my Savior, there is power in your name. You're my rock and my Redeemer. There is power in your name, in your name. Who walks on the waters, who speaks to the seas, who stands in the fire beside me. He roars like a lion, he bleds as a lamb, he carries my healing in his hands. He walks on the waters, who speaks to the seas, who stands in the fire beside me. He roars like a lion, he bleds as the lamb, he carries my healing in his hands. Jesus, there is no one like you, Jesus. There is no one like you.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous this morning. I'll tell you what, Devil sure tried to tell me, cancel. Your family's coming, in a couple weeks, and just every excuse that I could come up with. But you know what? These kids this morning, childlike, when I saw that little boy come up there, Savannah come up here and sing that song and open up their hearts and just give everything that they could to the Lord. That's what he called me to do.
Yeah.
August the 28th, when he brought me into, well, no, you know what? He didn't bring me into that. I did. I was riding with the devil for a long time and sold my soul. But August the 28th of 2014, he extended his hand and said, if you'll grab my hand, you're going to be okay.
That's right.
I'll never leave you or forsake you. But I'm just like, don't know. But I keep going with that scripture. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Christ brought me out of the darkness of hell into the light of life. And I am very grateful for that today. Have I had problems? Oh yeah. Have they been problems that probably wanted to or could have buckled me in? Yes, if it was on my own. But you know, I'm not on my own. I have the grace of God standing beside me, holding my hand ever since that day. And little did I know that He was holding my hand before that. There's many a times that I should not even be here this day. I shouldn't be walking, breathing, anything. There's times that I dropped down to my knees and said, God, if you let me live through this, I will not do it again. What do? Next day, go out there, and I'm looking around and I'm going, woo, you know, doing it again, and again, and again, and again. Until one day, that again was led into, I was arrested. That was dark hole for me, and I was alone. But I thought that I was going to be out the next day, and for sure, the day after, and the day after, and the day after. And it was 6 months later, and it, August the 28th of 2014, so I turned 46, and on my birthday, you know, I wanted to visit, but I prayed to God, don't let my kids come and visit me in this jail behind the bar. So guess what? And prayer was answered. I didn't get a visit for that day, so here comes rolling around my daughter's birthday. And I'm like, I'm going to get out today. I'll be out for her birthday and everything. And I'm like, again, you know, I don't want my kids to see me like this behind the bars. But my kids has already seen me enough hiding, drinking. Little did they know that I was drugging, you know, things like that. So what God did for me that day and bringing me to the dark hole that I was in was bringing me up out of that hole. And I would not change my bad days today to go back to the days that I was having then. My days today, yeah, they might be bad. They might be devastating. But at least I have a relationship with my Father. And you know, to see those kids, it reminds me of being childlike, what He wants us to come to with our hearts open to His love. He loves us so unconditionally, and I've never had a love like that. I thought having kids would give me that love because when I was a kid, I didn't know what love was. I knew what a kick in the seat was, or, you know, to be drugged or to be beat or whatever else. I didn't know what was love. So how in the heck was I going to give a little one love? Or how were they going to teach me love for just an instant? But I thought that was my fix, was kids, you know. And I have 4 beautiful kids, 3 girls and a boy. They are wonderful. Yes, I do have one that is in safety right now, but you know, there we go again. God's answering prayers. She could still be out there in the streets drugging and doing everything that kids do today. Bless their hearts. I wouldn't want to be a young person in this world today. This world is every day that we look around, it's changing. There is so much. How in the world do they have a chance with parents like those 2 right there, or parents, grandparents like that over there? That's their chance to let them see what God can do for us. It's amazing how God can step in if you just open up your heart, childlike, loving, accepting, receiving. Just open up your heart. And I tell my kids today when they call me with, whatever's going on, I'm like, open your heart up. Talk to God. Not that I don't want them to talk to me. I want them to talk to me. But God is the only way to fix things with the world that we live in now. This world that we live in now is just crazy. I'm grateful to still be around with our kids and friends and family and stuff like that. And by the way, my mom, I have not seen her since my daughter's wedding, so she's going to be in day before my birthday, September 6th, and I'm excited about that. That she's bringing my mother to, or he's bringing my mother to visit the family. She has lost her mom a little over a year ago, and so she's been grieving that and everything, and I think that it's time for her to come, and so hopefully we can give her a warm welcome. Yes. And she could say, okay, I'm moving here, but if it wasn't for the prayers of mothers, grandmothers, and other people along the way, friends, even friends here in the church over the years, they would say, come to church, Judy. Let's go ahead and, I'll pick you up. I'll take you. No, I'm okay. I'm okay in my heart. I know God. I know I have my one-on-one with God. Well, let me go ahead and tell you, my one-on-one with God was an emergency. That's the only time. I didn't talk to him. I didn't pray to him. I didn't say anything to him unless I was in trouble. And that's because somewhere in my heart I had this belief that he was just a rescue God, or he was just somebody that you can lean on in trouble. Well, I should have been leaning on him every single day because I was walking trouble. That was just me. On the outside, I might have looked fine, but on the inside, I was a mess. I was completely tore up, hurt, angry, mad at the world, walking Tom bomb. And I didn't know any other way but to just medicate it. And that was drugs, alcohol, whatever. But today, I feel the best that I've ever felt in my life. And it has been 3 years. Better than any high, better than any alcohol, better than anything that you can put in your body to bury the pain, to numb the pain, because the pain's still going to be there. But if you just hand it all over and tell God, just tell him for that day, that's all he wants. Just tell him, I can't do this. I'm not feeling right. Just like me coming here this morning. Devil was trying from the time that I got up till I hit the driveway. And still was when I came in but I prayed and I said, God, thy will be done. Be with me. Guide me. And what does he do? The innocence of children shows me how they open up. My grandson was back there also. It was so cute, his dad, Craig, is up here playing the drums, and he's up there, back there just mocking him and everything, and I'm like, wow, there's nothing better than just the pure heart of an innocent child. So we can learn a lot from them. As well as they learn a lot from us. If we just show them guidance, be a good role model for them. That's all. And I'm, grateful that I have my kids today. And there's 2 of them that I didn't have in my life for years. And the others here, I just probably, I wasn't there. I'll be honest. I wasn't there mentally. you know, but today I have a relationship with them, and they are my heart. They might not be here today, but you know what? That's okay. They know where we stand, and things are getting a whole lot better. I have all 4 of them in my life now, so that's good. We're building a relationship, and I got a letter from my daughter the other day that says St. P. And she told me, she said, "Mom, I forgive you." And I'm like, true forgiveness in the heart is nothing better. How can you forgive somebody that, but then I think of my raisings, my upbringings, from the time that I was born. Alcohol was given to me, drugs was given to me, beatings was given to me, I was raped, everything else. So I can understand the forgiveness. I had to learn to forgive myself. And that right there was the hardest. To forgive yourself. And the devil doesn't want you to do that. He is going to try everything he can to tell you that you are no good. You are no good. But I don't care what he says now. Because I am. We're all good enough. And I hope and pray that a relationship with your Father is as strong as you coming to church. There is nothing, no more better than to get up every morning and to say good morning to God. There is nothing better than to read His Word and say, this is what I've been missing. The love of Jesus. There is nothing better than I would like to say that I would walk that aisle with the cross on my back, beatings and bloods. I would love to say that I love you that much. I'd be lying. I love you. I love my kids. But who is going to do that? And who is not worthy of us loving them back? You know, why wouldn't we want to go home? Why wouldn't we want to be with God? God is our Savior. He's our Creator. He went and walked and took those beatings. He took everything for us. And at the end, it is finished. I love you that much. You know, I love you that much. Why not? Why not want to have a relationship with Him? It is not that hard. It does not mean that life is over. It means that we have a life forever. An eternity life. That is such a blessing. No matter what trials and tribulations that you go through. It doesn't matter. He is never going to leave you or forsake you. I might have left and forsaken my children. And I'm not happy to say that. But you know what? Today He says, forgive yourself. And I am here. So I want a relationship with Him. I want everything He has to offer me. Some days I get up and I'm like, ugh. You know? I just don't feel right. But then I remember the love of God. I remember He's there. And I want that relationship because I don't want to go back where I came from. I don't want to fall back to August the 28th of 2014. And it is a blessing for me to be able to stand here because I was facing some time. You know, they were done with me. But God wasn't done with me. And that's what He tells me today. I'm not finished with you yet. You know? And the day that He does call me home and is finished with me here, it's a blessing. You know, I want to go home. I don't want to be pushed off in a lake of fire. I want to go, and I want my kids there too. You know, and I want everybody else there too. There is so much more that we could be doing. So much more as Christians. And I just look around, and me included. Whenever I point fingers, you know what? There's 3 pointing at me. Share with somebody. Share with somebody what you've gone through and what God has done for you. Let them know, because it's real. It's real, folks. Time is coming. The end is coming. And I just, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to hell. I want to go home with my family. I want to be up there glorifying God. Living a life of eternity. So if you have not truly given your heart to Jesus, all you got to do is, drop to your knees. Like Brother Freddie says, every Sunday that he preaches, come talk to somebody. Come let them know. Even if you're questioning in your heart and your mind, there shouldn't be any question. None whatsoever. You should say, Judy, Brother Freddie, Marcia, Ruth, I know where I'm going. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know where I'm going. Even on your bad days, you should never question. You should just, know that you can talk to God and say, God, here I am. It's my bad day. You told me that you'd be here for me, regardless. So I'm giving everything that I can to you today because I'm tired. And I can't do this alone. And that's what I came to. I'm tired. And I can't do this alone. I don't want to live a life hurting people, letting them down. I don't want to even hurt myself anymore. I was miserable. Right before, I don't like saying this, but it's the truth, y'all. The truth is the truth. A couple of weeks before I was arrested, I was driving, and there was an 18-wheeler coming, and I wanted to. But you know what? God had better plans for me. Amen. He wanted me to come to Him, and that's what I did. And when that man extended his hand down to me and said, "Take my hand. I'll never leave you or forsake you, and everything's going to be okay." From that day forth, guess what? Everything's been okay. It's not been perfect, but everything's been okay. And that's what I want. I want that for everybody here. I want everything to be okay. Is it going to be the best? Not while we're living here. But when we go home, there's no more tears. No more heartaches. We won't know nothing but childlike love. Stretching our arms out and putting they put it in their heart and their soul, and they closed their eyes, and it was childlike. It was true feelings right there. You could see it in them kids, and that's what we all need. And I wish that my family could have been here today, but they, with the weather the way it is and stuff like that, and my mother will be here in a couple of weeks, so that's exciting for me. That's much needed too. There's nothing like a mother's love, and I've learned that, but there is nothing greater than if you don't have that mother's love, or if you don't have the love of a father, or if you're, down. There is nothing better than the love of Jesus. Amen. There is nothing better. And I want each and every one of you to have that. And if you, like I told you earlier, if you can't do it for the day, tell God, here I am. I give you everything. And watch what He can do. He is a God with blessings and miracles. Might not be what we want and we think we want or have to have what we want all the time. But His ways are a whole lot better than my ways. Because my ways got me
Nowhere.
Just absolutely nowhere in life. And I thank y'all for coming, even though it was raining. And and I'm grateful to be here because I almost changed my mind. Also, I was there at the last minute. Call Brother Freddie or text him. I knew that he wouldn't answer. Text him and say, I will make this in a couple of weeks. But you know what? Devil, just step back, because I'm here to glorify and testify for Jesus. Amen. So y'all have a good, safe trip home and a good rest of the morning, and enjoy your starting of school tomorrow, kids. That's right. And y'all, I appreciate everything that y'all do, and as a church family. This is a good church family right here, and I appreciate it. Y'all have a good morning.
Thank you, Judy. Appreciate that. And God does know what He's doing. Amen. Let me tell you, that testimony was for somebody here this morning. Somebody here, maybe more than one, but at least one, God has here and has you share that testimony for a purpose. God also did what He did because the sermon that I was going to preach this morning, there's a reason He wants me to preach it next Sunday. I promise you. And that's what I will do, because someone couldn't be here this morning that needs to hear the sermon. And so we will preach that unless God changes my mind, and we'll preach something else. But appreciate you so much sharing that. And I picked up a few things on that, because you're not the same that you used to be. God has made you into something new and something beautiful. And that's what He does to us when He comes into our lives. It says in 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 17, it says that the old things have passed, or it says if any man be in Christ or any woman be in Christ, they're a new creation, a new creature. And the old things have passed away. Behold, all things become new. We went to, and no, I'm not preaching, okay? We went to Kentucky. We actually left Wednesday. We left here Tuesday evening, but we flew out Wednesday and got some very cheapo flights. When you can fly 2 people round trip for $89, you take it. When you get to see your grandchildren and your kids. But here's what surprised me. When we got there, we didn't take, now don't misunderstand, we took it the first night, but we didn't take any liquids. We just took our backpacks to get these cheap flights, because the bag costs more than the person, So we put on our backpacks, and we just put enough change of clothes for 3 days, no deodorant, no toothpaste, and yeah, it sounds bad, doesn't it? But when we got there, we got those things, you understand, and left them there for an extra. But here's where I'm getting with that. I didn't take a razor, and Melissa said, you can use Colin's razor. My baby grandson's got a razor? What is he doing with it, He's 14 years old, and he started high school this year. I remember when I held him in front of the church congregation and had my picture made. I was so proud. That was yesterday, it seems like. And now he's 14 and he's shaving, And I'm like, I remember when I was a freshman, and I thought, yes, I did start shaving when I was a freshman. And I shaved that entire freshman year, and I cut myself both times. Okay? What I'm saying is, we change. And Judy has been changed. And that change started on the inside. It's not a change that you can make yourself. It's a change that God makes. And I know that she's been through the fire. And she will continue to go through the fire. Matter of fact, she went through the fire when I baptized her. I know it was 120 degrees. The water was boiling. But I hope you heard that testimony. And maybe you're here this morning and you want that change. It's not a change that you will ever make yourself. Oh, you might for a while, but guess what? It won't be the same change and it won't remain. Okay? You've got to let God make that change. And so what we're going to do this morning, since you've heard God's message through Judy to you. We're going to have a time of invitation. Maybe you need to come this morning. Maybe you're here and you have never, ever asked Christ to come into your life and forgive you of your sins and save you. Maybe you've never done that. Maybe you've been in church a long time, but you have never done that. As she said, I said, then I'm going to ask you to come talk with me. Talk with somebody before it's too late. Maybe you need to come and you need to make a fresh commitment at this altar this morning saying, Lord, I want to be something new for others to see. I know you live in my heart, but I have put you over in a corner and I have not given you free access and reign in my life. Lord, I commit that to you. Maybe you need to make some other commitment. Maybe you need to commit to some calling that God has laid upon your heart. Whatever it is, I pray that you come. I want to share something else with you. I was so excited. I know I talk about my children a lot, but they are my pride and joy, along with my wife. But I was so excited. I got up this morning and opened up Facebook for a minute. Yeah, I do that. And I saw my son's post, Brent's. They had a big youth rally last night at Brownsboro High School. Brownsboro's like 800 people, something like a small town. Of course, it includes all the surrounding area. They had a youth rally at the high school, folks, and there were kids everywhere. 111 youth got saved last night. 111. God can make a change in you.
Amen.
Let's have a prayer. Then I'm going to have you stand. Have the ladies come. We're going to have a time of invitation. Father,